Wow, he's coming out with the big words now, isn't he? He's left it quietly. We're not in a title race. We're not in a title race. Little old Chelsea. Don't look at us. But then he comes out with some sensational lines.
I love me, baby, bust it open, bring it back. I'm the realest killer in it. I don't even need an act. Throwing up the racks. I'm just throwing up the racks, baby.
Yo, what's poppin', friends, and welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well. I really do hope that. Wow, Chelsea gaffer dropping a real big headline maker in his pre-match press conference. Of course, we've got midweek Premier League action tomorrow. There's some games tonight, which is exciting. We are truly in the festive period. I didn't wear my sweatshirt. I've got a Christmas jumper sweatshirt that I've been holding out for weeks now. We are in December, so I will put it on the next video. I'll do it. Yeah, so games tomorrow. We're playing Southampton, who at the bottom of the Premier League table, but they've had little moments, didn't they? They gave Liverpool a bit of a scare. They've sort of got a kind of good result last out. We're going to talk about that. We're going to build a lineup. Yeah, 1-1 against Brighton away, which is, you know, not a given for these kind of clubs. They like to keep the ball under Russell Martin. We cannot be complacent in this game, but I want to speak about Wesley Fofana's injury. I want to speak about the words that Enzo Maresca said that get me all tingly inside. And yeah, we'll build a lineup as well on Footbin. Is it footbin.com? Yeah, and talk about, because there's heavy rotation, heavy rotation, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thank you as always for supporting the content. It is very much appreciated. Lots of day one since, you know, under 100 subscribers, and now we're very much on the road to 200,000 subscribers, which is a wonderful journey we've been on together. So thank you for liking and thank you for subscribing to this channel. Alright, a little update on Wesley Fofana. Of course, he came off with a hamstring injury last time out. We were a bit worried about him. He said this, the manager said this, we don't have any update at the moment in terms of it happened 2 days ago. We do have to wait a bit. Hopefully we can get some more news but in the next few days, but for sure, he will be out for some weeks. Yeah, I haven't sort of referenced this yet. It is kind of frustrating, maybe not as, fortunately it's not on his knee, it's just a hamstring injury. He himself, Wes Fofana said, look man, I'm coming back from a long-term injury. These sort of smaller injuries happen on the road to recovery, don't worry, which is good to hear from him. Of course, he's one of the 3 players at Chelsea Football Club who you worry about. Top of the tree being, of course, Chelsea's captain, Reece James. And then you got the likes of Romeo Lavia. Light's not on, just checking if it's on. Romeo Lavia and Wesley Fofana, of course, coming back from injuries. We do have other centre-backs that we can use. Obviously, the long-term project with Wes is cultivating this sort of partnership with Levi Colwill that will have to be interrupted for a little bit. We'll build a squad in just a moment. Of course, it's a midweek game. And in midweek games, we've been seeing the B team. I'm not sure we're going to see the B team. I think we're going to see just a bit of rotation more than anything else. So that I don't even know in my head exactly what the lineup's going to look like. We're going to build it together, which is going to be fun. But I want to speak about Maresca's big gonads. So, of course, in his pre-match press conference, he was asked, look, man, you're level on goal difference of Arsenal. You're level on points of Arsenal. They've got, they're in a title race, why aren't you? And he sort of, quite rightly, said, we're not in a title race. He talked about developmental stages, stuff I've been echoing, and many, like, sensible people have been echoing. And the fact remains, Liverpool are just out on their own, mate. They are so far ahead, and they are a seasoned, senior, developed, and, you know, oven-ready team. We're just simply not that. You know, beginning of the season, lots of people were writing Chelsea off not to be in a Champions League race, to qualify for the Champions League. We're ahead of schedule. Let's all be a bit serious here. I think we can do very well, but I still maintain we'll go through a difficult period. But I do want to reference what Maresca said, and I'll paraphrase slightly here. He says, I'll tell you what I said the day I met the Chelsea owners, because I still believe the same thing now. He said, with this team, with this squad, Chelsea Football Club will dominate English football for the next 5 or 10 years. That's longer than Man City. Man City's downfall now. That's longer than they've been dominating. He said, look, whether I'm the manager or not, doesn't matter. With the squad, with the project we're building, Chelsea will dominate English football for the next 5 or 10 years. Big Big words. You could have a manager saying like, yeah, we're going to build a team and we're going to be like contenders. You know, I'm going to take this really talented squad and, you know, the trust in me from the owners and the sporting directors, and together the plan is to become contenders and mix up with the big boys. No, this club, this institution, this badge is going to dominate English football for a decade. It's like... That is insane. Sorry, my cat's sitting on the... I wish you could see the tripod sitting here and I can't move it, but Mia's literally sitting right there. What are you doing, you sausage? Right next to my face. Yeah, huge words, bro. I must say, like, wow. Like, he would said it pointedly, like, you know, the way he was like, listen to this, I'm about to drop bars on you, mate. I mean, and it was. I was like, oh, Enzo, take us to the top. Very, very exciting. I mean, I like it because he's being reserved, right? He's being gentle. He's being like, look, just don't get overexcited, everyone. I can see what's happening. I see what we're doing in training. Even when we have good wins, I know there's lots to do. There's so much to go. You had Cole Palmer doing that post-match interview on Match of the Day, and they asked if he was title contender. He just laughed it off and was like, nah, it's too soon. It's too soon. Fine, too soon, but they clearly have this idea that they're going to get there. It's too soon now. We know our weaknesses. We know some stuff's got to change. We just know we need time to develop. But they're all like, we're going to get there. And when we get there, you, man, are in trouble. Oh, terribly exciting. So we do have a football match. We're playing Southampton, I believe they're called, down on the south coast. Yeah, let's have a quick look at them. They played Brighton last time out away. They played a 5-4-1 under Russell, the hipster. He looks like he orders flat whites and drinks craft beer. He really loves possession football. Now, it's worth mentioning, they won't have Dibbling, who's like their superstar. Harwood Bellis, who is an England international now, I believe, through suspensions because of these yellow cards. So they are two super important players. In fact, there's someone else they won't have as well, injured or suspension. They also, of course... won't have Leslie Ugochukwu, who's a very good midfield Premier League operator, as we know. Sorry, I just had to pause the recording and take a picture of my cat. Can you see her there? Oh, you can't really see it. She's sitting in front of the light. That's funny. Yes, Leslie Ugochukwu, very good Premier League operator, as we know as well. So... they're missing a lot of players. They are bottom of the Premier League, but they're not the worst team I've ever seen. Do you know what I mean? Let's have a look at their results a little bit here, shall we? So they're playing Chelsea next, and then they've got Villa away. Here we go. Here. They got 1-1 against Brighton away. Good result, considering they really made Liverpool work for it. And the goals they conceded to the top of the table team was really their own fault. Obviously, 2-0 loss to us. Wolves isn't good, but you know, beating Everton, beating Stoke in the cup, that 1-0 loss against Man City, they really had to work for that. You know, obviously they got a draw against Ipswich Town as well. Lost to Bournemouth, but Bournemouth are a really good team. They've got moments. What I'm trying to say is, if you're complacent against this team, then you're in trouble. So we got to take this seriously. We got to respect them. And we've got to think about, look, it's midweek. This is the first midweek game that's Prem. That's not a cup. That's not Conference League. So let's build a lineup. And what's it going to friggin' look like, bro? This should be challenging, but fun. I do think Sanchez, he had a good game last time out. Many people saying it's his best game in a Chelsea shirt. So he's the Premier League goalkeeper. He will be trusted again. Although we expect rotation. Yes. I do think Colwell, he's so important to how the A-team plays. What am I doing here? How the A-team plays. I feel like he will keep his place. He's young. He should be fit and good to go. A lot of elite players play twice a week anyway. And with that, obviously Wesley Fofana's out. And we've seen a left footer can be next to him. Of course, look, Tosin, really, really good. Right footer might work. We do still have Axel Disasi, and if there's a game you're going to trust him in the Premier League, maybe it's against Southampton. But I do think we're going to take it seriously, and we're going to try and beat them well with the best team we can put out. That's not redlining any players. So I'm going Badiashile. And similarly, I can't spell Caicedo. Oh, it's because he's not a right back. Caicedo at right back, inverting into midfield again. Very, very effective. And similarly, guys, I don't know if Malagusto's ready or good to go, but Cucurella, so good. And again, hopefully they can have a bit of a rest after this. But if they're not in like the red zone, if they can play again, because again, hopefully they won't have to work their gonads off here. They can put their foot on the ball. They can pass it around a little bit. The thing is, Southampton will want the ball as well. To their disservice almost, they probably play a little bit too high possession football when you get promoted from the cat's chewing the light. When you get promoted from the Championship, it can screw you up. So they'll want the ball, but I don't think this should be that much of a combative, absolutely, knackering the boys. So I'm hoping we can put out, this back line again, essentially. Now, one thing I do think Enzo will start again. Again, this is players, elite players play twice a week a lot. Like Champions League clubs have been doing it a lot. We've had the benefit of rotating the A and the B team, which means these players should be able to do a little bit of it now and again, right? Even if it's a bit of a shock because they're not used to it. They don't have the 2 games a week momentum. I do think largely we should be okay. Now, Lavia, I don't think we're going to play Lavia. So this is where we switch things up a little bit. I think I'm going off what Enzo Maresca has said. We can't play this guy more than once a week. He said Lavia, Fofana, and Reece James. Fofana can't play anyway, and Reece James can't either, of course. But I think out a decision, I think Lavia is not going to play. Which means, of course, people might say Cesare Cassidy, but I think we might see old Renny Vega. Which would mean, of course, Enzo Fernandez goes into that pocket there. Renato Vega essentially will be here, well, down here, and then he'll be joined by Caicedo in midfield, which means left footer Paddy Ashir will be on the right-hand side, which would be strange. This could still be Tosin, by the way. This could even still be Axel Disasi. Like, would it be the craziest thing to see Disasi here, who's played at both centre-back and right-back? If, of course, Caicedo is inverting into midfield, then Disasi can play in that hybrid role, which technically should suit him. That could happen, and it is Southampton, 20th in the table. We need to respect them, but if there's a game we can play Disasi in the Premier League, it's going to be this, isn't it? Yes, I think Palmer will start. Palmer will be gagging to just get goals, get assists. Let's give him the super card. I think he'll start, even if we take him off in 60 minutes. I also think Joao Felix is going to start on the left wing. I don't think it's going to be Jadon Sancho. I don't think it's going to be Mudryk, interestingly, especially with the kind of game it is. Although there might be space in behind if Southampton want the ball. I just have a feeling we've seen Joao Felix play there. That is an elite. He's rested AF. He's got the juice. Do you know what I mean? He's good to go. And Neto played on both sides in the last game. I think he played the whole game. I think Noni is going to get the start here at right mid. It should be enough. You might see the likes of Mudryk coming off the bench or Neto. And I do think, we keep Jackson, although I think Nico Jackson gets 60 minutes. Do you know what I mean? And then and then Nkunku gets more than 10, 20 at the end. I think maybe Nkunku gets like half an hour. And look, that side, star quality, that should be able to absolutely destroy Southampton, really. Again, substitute appearances we might see from maybe a bit of Sancho. I feel like maybe if there's space in behind, if Southampton go for it, push up and try and keep the ball, then there'll be spaces afforded in the left flank that just Mudryk can friggin' run into. So I think maybe that we can see him feature, and then maybe Neto off the bench, and maybe a Cesare Cassidy comes on, or a Dewsbury Hall in this kind of game off the bench. And yeah, pretty good, man. And obviously we might see a defender switch or a fullback if the fullbacks are fatigued. Generally, if this game's sewn up, I wouldn't mind protecting both Caicedo and Cucurella, to be honest, man, because they're both seemingly so important at the moment. But I'm going to go for a win to Chelsea. I have a feeling the rotation in the defence might give Southampton a goal. I think maybe they're good for a goal, not more than one. I don't want Charity FC. I think it is a Chelsea win. I'm going to go for 3-1 Chelsea win. So yes, I'll put it out to you guys. What do you think? Who do you think is going to start in this game? What do you think the score will be? What do you think of Maresca's comments about Chelsea dominating English football for the next decade? sensational stuff, really. Very exciting, if you ask me. Looking forward to reading your guys' comments in the comment section below. As always, I'll thank you very much for liking and subscribing to Football Therapy. And I hope to see you back here soon. Well, I will. Tomorrow. Be back. Peace.